After university, I told myself my focus would be to things: money and losing weight. The money part was survival. The weight part was revenge. Every face that had ever mocked me, every laugh I'd swallowed, I wanted to silence them with a transformation so shocking it would make their jaws drop. That was the fantasy. But life had other plans. My trouble started with Jam. If you've never had to deal with their offices, count yourself blessed. I thought I'd graduate and head straight into my service year, get my NIST done, and move on to the real world. But without that certificate, the real world was a locked door, and Jam was the guard who wouldn't let me in. It took me a year and a half, 18 long months of going back and forth, queuing, begging, filling forms, and waiting in cramped offices with flickering fans and bored officials who looked right through me. 18 months of watching other people move on with their lives while mine felt stuck in a waiting room with no exit. By the time I finally fixed the issue, I had already given up on the idea of a job. I didn't dream about interviews or 9 to 5 anymore. I dreamed about money, fast money, easy money. So when I finally entered service here, my heart wasn't in the work. All I could think about was getting rich quick. I wanted to learn a skill, something real, something useful, but I didn't know anyone who would take me in. No mentor, no workshop, no guiding hand. Just me, scrolling, searching, desperate. Instead, I fell for every get-rich-quick scheme I came across. If it promised returns, I was there. The little money I made during service here, all of it went into scams, pyramid schemes, fake investments, online fraudsters smiling behind anonymous phone numbers. Each time I told myself, this one is different. Each time, I was wrong. By the end of NISC, I was broke. Not just broke in my wallet, broke in my spirit. Still, I didn't give up completely. I thought maybe after service, I'd finally go and learn a skill in person. Tailoring, baking, hairdressing, anything. But the FEs were impossible. Everything needed money I didn't have. That's when I thought about cooking. People always said I was good at it. I imagined myself selling food, maybe building a small business. But then reality set in. It wasn't just about cooking. It was about selling, about putting myself out there, online, advertising, calling people to buy. And that's where I froze, because confidence in marketing is a currency I never had enough of. So, instead of moving forward, I stood still, frustrated, depressed, scrolling through my phone, wondering why everyone else seemed to know the secret to money while I kept failing every test. I've always had ideas. That's the curse of an overthinking brain. You imagine yourself in every version of success before you've even taken the first step. At one point, I thought maybe TikTok would be my way out. People go viral overnight, right? People dance, talk, cook, sing, even just look pretty, and they get paid for it. But the problem wasn't TikTok. The problem was me. I was insecure. I hated my face on camera. Every video I posted, I'd watch it 20 times, picking apart the way my cheeks looked, the way my voice sounded, the way my laugh didn't match the aesthetic I thought people wanted. So I tried YouTube instead. Everyone online kept talking about faceless channels. You don't need to show your face, they said. Just post content and money will follow. So I tried. And for 2 weeks, I actually did it. Posted videos, kept up with it, even started believing that maybe this was it. My chance. My little door into the big world. Then my phone got stolen. Just like that, everything ended. It took me 4 months to get a new one. 4 months of errands for my mom, errands for my sister, watching other people on TikTok become stars while I washed dishes, carried bags, and stayed invisible. Eventually, my mom and sister gave me money to buy a phone, and maybe if I were normal, I would have just gone to the store and bought one. But my brain doesn't work that way. I thought, if I bet with this money, I'll double it, triple it. I'll buy a phone, and still have enough left to learn a skill, maybe even start something real. What I didn't realize was that I was doomed before I even started. 200,000 naira. That's how much they gave me. By the time my overthinking, overconfident self was done, it had turned into 48,000. My stomach still twists when I think of the numbers going down. The way hope turns into shame in the space of a single bet. In the end, I had no choice. I bought a 45,000 naira used phone and pretended I wasn't heartbroken. I tried the faceless channel again, but it wasn't the same. I didn't even make it to 10 views per video anymore. Every upload felt like proof that I was a failure. Eventually, I stopped completely. That's when I shifted to another obsession, my body. If I couldn't get rich quick, maybe I could at least look good. I started working out, eating less, telling myself that the slimmer I got, the more doors would open. My plan? To finally play the game, let men spend on me the way they spent on girls, but I couldn't do things that made most guys spend on girls. I just went on one date with each person, some free meals, some 50-50. It was frustrating because I wasn't dating because I felt like I needed or wanted a man, but because I needed free money. In my loneliness, I thought of Abube, my only real friend, the one who once made me feel powerful. I searched her up online, messaged her, hoping maybe enough time had passed for her to forgive me. She replied, but the replies were cold one-word answers, stretched out over days, then weeks. After 2 months of trying to reach her, she stopped responding completely, and just like before, I was back to being alone, so I sat at home, running errands for my mom and my sister, watching life move without me. Until one day in 2024, my sister came with news. She had gotten me a job. For a moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time: hope. A job. Stability. Maybe this was finally the beginning of something. But then she explained the details. Commission-based pay. I knew instantly it wouldn't work. I can't sell anything to anyone, not even myself. But I tried. For 2 months, I forced myself to go. Every sale was a mountain. Every rejection a reminder of why I hated myself. By the time I counted the money, it wasn't even enough to cover transport to and from the office. 2 months later, I quit. Went back home. Back to sleeping, eating, running errands, and thinking, always thinking. Almost. That's what my life felt like. Always almost. Almost famous. Almost rich. Almost confident. Almost loved. Almost. But never enough.